Torah time! The weekly portion. What's it all about? It really means something. What can it teach me? Turn it. Everything's in it. Hi, welcome to Torah time. I'm Rabbi Stephanie Shore, and this week's portion is called Bo, and it's from the book of Exodus. Now, if you remember, last week, Moses and Aaron had gone to Pharaoh and had asked Pharaoh, "Let my people go so that they may serve me." Now, remember, there were a bunch of plagues that came down upon Pharaoh and the Egyptian people because Pharaoh kept saying no, he wouldn't let the Jews go. And this week the plagues continue. The plague of locust, the plague of darkness, and the plague of the killing of the firstborn. What I want to focus on today is the plague of darkness. Now, darkness, at first glance, we can realize that there's day and there's night, and one is when it's light and one is when it's not. But it was so dark in Egypt that they say the Egyptians could hold their hand in front of their face and they wouldn't be able to see it. It was an all-encompassing darkness. And there is a teaching that the darkness wasn't only physical, it was mental, intellectual, and emotional, spiritual. What does that mean to be emotionally and mentally, intellectually in the dark? Well, it can mean a lot of things. And right there, I want to pause and take us to a current day event that will link to the Torah portion, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Commemoration Day. And all over the country, things will be closed, schools will be closed in memory of the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King. He was a civic activist. And as a civic activist, he was a champion for the rights of Black and brown people. He marched, he pushed forward, he created amazing advancements in the rights for justice and liberty for his Black and brown sisters and brothers. Now, as Jews, let me ask you a question. Were we ever slaves? Yes, we were slaves when we were in Egypt. And so the Jewish people and the Black people have very much in common. We know what it means to be slaves, and we know what it means to have people oppress us, to be prejudiced against us, to be bigoted, and to stereotype. We want to carry on the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King. We want to make that dream a reality when all people are free, that no one is oppressed or ever, God forbid, in slavery again. What are the things that we can do to bring this world out of the darkness that it's in? We see around us so much hate and so much trouble. We need to do things as Jewish people to help repair the world. Tikkun olam. That means repairing the world. And you know, we are called upon, when there is no one else acting human, we must act human. When people are viewed as possessions or people are viewed as less than, we as Jewish people need to stand up and use our voices and get into action to make sure that change is effected. And you're saying, well, what can I do as a teen? What can I do in the world? Well, you could donate money to institutions and organizations that support our Black and brown sisters and brothers. There are petitions online that are made specifically for teenage kids that you can go on and sign, or have your parents take you to Publix, buy some non-perishable food, and bring it to a food bank that specifically serves that community. There are so many things you can do. We can stop stereotyping. We can begin to bring Black and brown brothers and sisters into our friendship circles. We can do so much to help to ensure that the dream and the vision of Dr. Martin Luther King stays alive, and not only stays alive, but becomes a reality. Dr. Martin Luther King gave a beautiful speech, and at the end of the speech, he said that he hopes to see the day when all will be free, and we can proclaim, free at last, thank God Almighty, I'm free at last. Let's make sure to bring light to the darkness in this world and do all we can to make it come true. Thanks for joining me for Torah time. Okay, bye-bye.
Torah time, the weekly portion. What's it all about? It really means something. What can it teach me? Turn it, everything's in it.